All right, so
Mhm.
welcome back, everyone, to Destiny of the Dice. We are missing our Kaci, but she'll be joining us shortly. Um, let's do a quick recap before we jump back into it. Does anyone want to attempt to give a recap? I know it's been a while.
Yeah,
I would
it
just
has
like to
been
say
a
I'm very happy that we survived my incredibly stupid plan to push out the giant bomb after flying through the middle of the Republic ship. I'm very happy we survived that part of it.
Yes, somehow. So, I believe last session we started with everyone getting back on the ship, safe and sound, away from the Inquisitor.
Mhm.
Got up into the sky, and it looked like the ship, your guys' ship, was going to get into sort of a battle with some Republic ships. That did end up happening. You took a few of them out, and Vreskev made his way towards the main Republic ship that sort of came into view, and you guys were down on the planet. Um, and Vreskev was very confident that you guys would be able to pull something spectacular off and sort of um, buy some time um, for your new friends. And somehow, I believe it was. Oh gosh, now I can't even remember whose job was it to actually push the bomb.
That was Nim and our lovely robot
Yes,
friend,
yes, yes,
our lovely droid friend.
yes.
Although the droid, we found out that the droid is a pacifist and can't technically arm the bomb. That was
Yes.
something
How could I forget?
that.
so I hit it. I hit the button and then just went right. If you don't push it, we're all gonna die.
Yep. Yeah. So somehow you guys got that bomb off the ship. I believe Reskev was able to fly the ship sort of into one of the landing bays or one of the docking bays or whatever, and
Mhm.
off you went. And um, you jumped into hyperspace and made your way to the next destination, which is Atzerri, where you were told would be sort of a colony of Gotal people, um, where you were told that they could probably use your weapons more than the partisans. So
Mhm.
that is kind of what you guys are up to. With that, I think that's a recap. Does anyone can think of anything else that maybe I missed? Cool. All right. Um, oh, I guess right at the end, I just remembered.
Mhm.
Um, the as you came out of hyperspace into sort of around Edzeri, the ship's sublight engines started to fail. Vreskev was working on keeping the ship basically afloat, while TK went to go investigate and found that indeed both sublight engines are failing, and he's working on fixing one of them. That's what happened at the very end. So that's where we will continue continue our next session. So yeah, Vreskev, you are holding on a firm grip to the controls here as the ship is starting to sort of lean down, and you're trying to level it out as best as you can. And
Mhm.
TK in the back is working on one of these sublight engines, and you figured out TK. You figured out pretty quickly that it doesn't seem to have any like malfunctions. It's more of like it maybe took damage by one of the weapons on one of the ships you were fighting earlier the day before. So it seems like a pretty, at least for this particular sublight engine, it seems like a pretty easy fix. Um, it's not going to be a quick fix, but you know that you can take care of it. Um, and then Nim and Aleshe, I believe, were sort of startled awake from all this happening. So there's sort of just getting up and trying to figure out what's going on themselves. So maybe we'll start there with Nim as you're jostled awake along with Aleshe, not really knowing what's going on.
Maybe we should not start with us.
Well, we can start with you. I know Casey's not here, but we can still play it out.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering, like, Casey's not here. She might want to know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll say that Aleshe is like startled, but she's like maybe she assumes that like, oh, it's probably nothing, just space bumps or whatever. But maybe Nim's a little bit more curious, so maybe Aleshe's staying put for now.
Yeah, I'm startled awake. I'm not really sure what's going on.
In front of you, maybe because of the motion sensor or whatever, your door just happens to open and no one comes in, but you do see TK running by towards the back of the ship carrying this sort of box of tools. You just hear like the mechanical like footprints and
I stumble out because I'm assuming like it's a bit rocky.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like stumble out and I go and follow him. It's like, hey, what's going on?
Did you say that I did fix it, or that I am currently fixing it?
We'll backtrack a little bit, and your rolls will still count. But we'll say that as you're running to go fix it, you turn around for a brief moment, and you see Nim like asking like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Mid step, TK will like take a step back and acknowledge, and sort of just look down and say, "There is nothing to worry about. I have it under control."
Gotcha. And you're not running around, and so you're running around for no reason, right?
No, I am running around, for the situation is time sensitive, but I have it under control.
Okay, can I help?
Yes, and he'll open the box and hand you a flashlight and say, "You can emit light for me."
Okay,
It's like fixing a car with your dad.
I go and help. I go and help him by holding the light for him.
Perfect. All
A
right.
little to the left. No, I need the light right there. Don't put it behind my head, otherwise I cast a shadow. He doesn't commentary. Most of the time he just like grabs your hand and moves it a little bit or something like that.
Hi.
There she is.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. My GPS was like, oh, I'll get home at 3:30. I'm like, great, perfect. And then I get on this one highway and then it's like, oh, you'll get home at 4:05. And I was like, what?
Just kidding. Yeah, we literally just started, so you hardly haven't missed a thing. So you are good.
Perfect. Yay.
Basically the only thing you missed was that you and Nim were sort of jostled awake as the ship sort of starts rumbling for whatever reason. Nim left the room to help TK with something, so you are left in your sort of bunk room by yourself. So what's your reaction as the ship kind of jostles and Nim leaves with TK?
What's my reaction? Is that what you said? And I'm in my little sleeping area.
Yep.
Okay. I wake up. I think the first thing that Aleshe does is like grab a weapon. Maybe like on the side of of where she's sleeping, like on a table or something. And she exits her sleeping quarters and immediately runs to the cockpit to see what's happening.
Gotcha. So the exact opposite of what I thought you would do.
What did you think I was
No.
gonna do?
Well, we started with you and Nim, and I was like, oh well, maybe she probably thinks Vreskev's just doing his thing, so she probably thinks it's nothing. And then like 3 minutes later, you come on, you're like, I grabbed my weapon. I'm like, oh, that's the exact opposite of what I said.
I just feel like Alicia's like ready for like she loves fighting. She's
That is
like
true.
ready. So that's funny
No,
though.
that's all right. That's all right. Yeah. So so Nim and TK are getting to work on one of the sublight engines, and Vreskev, as you're holding on to the controls here, you hear Aleshe running down sort of the hallway towards the cockpit as she enters.
Well, she'll probably hear me because he's just like a stream of words in the Chiss language. He's just a lot of come on, and probably some swearing, and it's probably a good thing she can't understand everything he's saying right now.
And Aleshe, looking at as you get there, looking at the viewport, you see that there's a planet, in space in front of the ship, and Vreskev is trying to level the ship out as it sort of starts like going down.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to glide an asteroid in. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't know what. Okay, Aleshe, she sees this situation. I think she curses as well. And
dang Ferric.
Yeah, dang Ferric. She's not a pilot. She doesn't know how to help, and so I want to say she's just like, tell me what to do, because I don't know what to do in a situation like this.
Vreskev is very much focusing on the piloting, and he's just going to be like, is there a way we could like put some power to like the shields or something to kind of keep us from kind of burning up, or she can kind of just kind of give us a little bit more time in some way.
And you're sort of like telling her to do this or direct her to do this?
Yeah. Directing her to kind of whatever kind of buys us time. If that's doing some more with the shields or just kind of I don't want to immediately just put out a general distress call because, anybody that would get here in time, we'd already be dead, and we're kind of on the low, trying to be. So I'm just trying to go through, because I also don't know what all our options are, because I'm piloting the heck out of this.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Aleshe, why don't you give me a... Let's see. Which skill would be best for this? How about just a straight mechanical check? And since Vreskev is sort of helping you out, I'll let you add 1 die to the roll.
Okay, cool. 6, 2, and 4.
Perfect. Okay, so as Vreskev is sort of directing you and helping you out, it takes you a little bit, but you are able to do as he directs, and the shields are sort of prepared for a possible rough landing. With that, Vreskev, I'll need another pilot check, and TK, I will need I believe a vehicles check. Yep, a vehicles check, and I'll let you add an extra dice since Nim is helping you with that.
As I wanted I got a 6 on the destiny die, a 4, a 3, and a 1.
Okay.
I got a 6, 5, 3, 3.
Perfect. All right. So TK and Nim, you are able to not permanently fix the subblade engine, but keep it stable in its current form. There is still the other one right next to it that needs some help as well. And you two, I assume, start getting work on that one as well.
Yeah. Does it look like we'll need to repair, like replace a part or something like that?
Most likely, it looks like just the strain of suddenly coming out of hyperspace. It looks like there might be a part or two that seem to be sort of burnt out, if you will, in some capacity.
Gotcha.
And Vreskev, with your role, you are able to finally get a good grip and get a good hold on the ship, and you're able to fly as steady as you can, continuing towards the planet, if that's what you wish.
I mean, that's about all I can do. I mean, we can't just sit in the atmosphere and catch my ship on fire. I mean, it is the sky shine, but I'd rather it not be us shining as we turn into a comet.
Gotcha. All right, so TK and Nim, you continue to work on that. As the ship continues to go down, you do continue to see the planet Atzerri before you as it sort of looms larger into view. And you did get not necessarily a exact coordinates from the partisans, but a general area where you need to go to find this sort of colony of Gotals. So are you heading in, sort of in that general direction?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. As you do that, that takes a bit of time since you're using the sublet engines and having to kind of take it easy. But eventually, everything goes great. Sort of the same thing with the other sublet engine, TK and Nim. You're able to stabilize it, but it just looks like both of them are going to need some replacement parts at some point. Vreskev, you were able to land the ship, and as you get closer, the area of the planet that you're in is sort of this sort of lush, grassy, sometimes just kind of flat grassland, but also in the distance there seem to be some sort of taller hills and maybe even some mountains in the distance with sort of different patches of trees here and there. And looking at your computers, I mean, obviously, if they said Godels were here, obviously it seems that the atmosphere is breathable, and it definitely is. So you land the ship, no problem, and that's where we're at right now.
Excellent. Vreskev's going to kind of land the ship. Is it? Am I landing it about like Denjarin did when he was landing on the water plant, where it's a landing, but it's kind of a little bit of a crash landing as well? It's a little bit of both, or is it like repaired enough that it's smooth?
It's not your smoothest landing, but it's definitely, I wouldn't call it a crash landing. So not the prettiest landing you've ever had.
Mm-hmm. It hurts his heart just a little bit because he loves his ship. But he's like, we made it. All right. Oh, this is why I hate getting in fights. So much easier to just drop stuff off and leave. Although that was a fight where we dropped stuff off and left. Huh. Come, my lady with swords. We gotta make some money and drop off the weapons for the good reasons and all that.
I love the lady with swords. That is so funny. She just like rolls her eyes at him. It's like, oh my gosh, this guy, and then follows him.
Yeah, the four of you end up sort of meeting up in the common area of the ship. TK, you continue to hold the box of tools as Nim sort of puts the flashlight back into the box.
I guess we should go and see what that was.
Yes, I appreciate you for your help and assistance in this. It seems that we will need to find some replacement parts.
Yeah, maybe.
We should go inform the pilot of the ship's conditions.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Do you want to do it, or should I?
There is no reason for one of us to do it alone. We both can go.
Okay.
Yeah, the four of you eventually meet up in sort of the common area of the ship.
So, Droid and Nim, hello. What's going on with my ship? Is that's not supposed to happen?
I helped him fix it.
Yes,
Okay.
it's
He wasn't actually
Vreskev
telling
him.
me wrong. I just kind of held the flashlight while he fixed it.
Vreskev Glukoi. It seems that your ship's electro dissipator has been fried, and we will need to replace them.
That.
Thank you, Droid. I'm sure somewhere on this little planet they have one of those. Um, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. Also, I feel bad for calling you Droid. What is your designation?
My designation is TK-25. I am a repurposed pilot droid. If at any situation you are unable to pilot the ship, I am a suitable substitute.
Thank
I
you for
also have
that.
been modified for several different augmentations.
Okay, TK-25. You can just call me Vreskev. I've gotten more used to that. Or Pazak if you're feeling flashy. That was my designation when we were being smugglers, which I guess we're still doing. But Vreskev is easier in Galactic Common, I've found.
Acknowledged. You have shortened your designation to Vreskev.
Thank you, TK. Alright, let's go find the locals, get them to pay us for the guns, and maybe they can pay us in parts.
Go.
Yeah, either Vreskev or TK. You get the sense that at least when you probably more Vreskev when you landed, you like when you came in there wasn't really any in the coordinates you got there wasn't really any like cities or like villages or anything like that you saw when you came in. So Vreskev being a pretty experienced pilot, it probably would make sense to him to maybe um, do a sensors scan to try and
Okay.
see if the ship can detect anything worth of noteworthy.
And I'm good at sensors. So yes, I will use my sensor stuff and see if I can get a reading on where they are. Ooh, that's pretty good. I got a 5442.
5, 4. All right. So on the initial scan, you take the ship through 3 different scans. One is a life form scan, a structure scan, and a tech scan. Nothing comes up for life forms except what appear to be just sort of the local wildlife in the area. No tech shows up on the sensors at all, but sort of on the very edge of the scan radius, it does pick up a few structures that can be seen a pretty far distance away. And it's going to be a bit of a haul, about 6-mile trek. So that is what you see on the scan here.
Okay. Wondering if it probably doesn't make as much sense. Like if the things are still on the fritz to fly over there, but we could walk. I'll let them know and say, hey, are you all okay with a little bit of a trek? And then we can figure out something a little simpler. Or we do have our new handy dandy speeder. One of us or two could run out there, see what's going on, and then bring the ship over then.
In my experience, scouts are always preferred than a full team survey.
What if we get split up though?
That is the problem. Y'all's exploded, so we only have one, which can at most carry two.
Rock, paper, scissors?
The droid or I need to stay so somebody can pilot the ship to us in an emergency situation.
As it is your ship, I will leave it up to you if you will trust this ship in my hands while you go and scout out and survey the land ahead. If not, I can prove to be somewhat of a diplomat in this situation.
He's got to kind of look around at all the bulkheads and stuff, and he's used to being the one that kind of stayed behind while the captain went and did all the negotiations and stuff. So,
Do you want to go? We could go together. We just make a trip out of it. Let's go.
Are we wanting to use the speeder? Is that what you've decided?
I mean, that's an option. We can all go, or we can scout, or all go together.
I feel like no matter what, Aleshe would want to go. She doesn't want to be holed up in a ship, but she doesn't mind walking. But she could drive a speeder as well. I think we should all go. Not as Aleshe, but I think we should all go.
I'm good with us all going. I just wanted to throw the option out there in case it was like a
yeah.
If we have to get there, then go somewhere else. Then we have to get there, walk the 6 miles back to the ship.
Right.
But let's just walk. It's fine.
It'll be an adventure.
Yeah, because the ship is a little busted, so we don't want to just fly it everywhere.
And just a reminder, you do have communicators, so you could talk back and forth to each other if you did want to split up. But it is up to all of you.
I say we walk, but I'm open to splitting up and having two of us go on the speeder. And then two stay.
Captain, sounds like it's coming down to you.
Me?
No, the captain.
Oh, the captain! Oh my gosh!
I hate the fact that Vreskev's the captain.
My headset keeps going out, and so like I'm only hearing pieces of some things, and I'm like, why is it up to me?
Yeah, Vreskev's just like, let's walk. We can all go support each other that way and get the parts we need in case we do get a deal.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, yeah, you guys take leave of the ship. Anything of note that anyone is grabbing from the ship on their trek?
Aleshe has all of her weapons, but she doesn't really carry anything else.
Okay.
So
Vreskev has one extra just Clone Republic rifle, which is one of the things that they're smuggling just as kind of like proof of the merchandise.
Okay.
I don't have any other weapons other than a lightsaber, and I think I should have a weapon, so I just take my bag, which has that in the bottom.
Okay. Very good. TK?
I have a blaster.
Absolutely. All right, yeah, you guys leave the ship. The ramp goes down. Takes Vreskev like a second to like get his bearings and remember which way the scanner was pointing, but eventually he's able to do that, and you guys head off in that direction. While you guys are making your way there, the scene will shift slightly, and we find ourselves back on. I'm mad because I deleted my notes that had the old. Actually, I think it's in Koriva. I couldn't remember the other planet's name. So the scene shifts back to Koriva, where we see like a zoomed in scope of your guys' ship as it leaves the large Republic cruiser and flies out of the atmosphere. And the group didn't see this happen as they went into hyperspace. But back on the planet, we see the Inquisitor sort of looking up, and a few seconds later, there's a large boom as this explosion occurs on this large Republic ship. And you see the Inquisitor get a very, very stern look on his face and sort of grits his teeth, and you can see his canine teeth sort of come down as he growls, and he begins to walk away from the landing pad where you guys left him. As he leaves, he starts walking through the streets of Koriva, and eventually makes his way back to a group of clone troopers. And he doesn't say anything to anyone, and the clone troopers sort of know when he gets upset like this, just to sort of stay out of his way. And sort of as quickly as they arrived, him and the clone troopers begin to leave. We come back to the group on their new planet of Atzerri, and the direction that you all are walking seems to be taking you in the direction of sort of this mountainous region in the distance. And there seems to be, after a while of walking, you seem to have sort of come to a point where there's not like a paved path, but sort of just like this general path that seems to go through sort of the grassland. And that appears to be the direction that you need to continue traveling. So that is what you all are up to. Anything anyone wants to do before we get to the next area?
Is there a stream nearby?
Not. If you were to ask Vreskev that, he'd say that he didn't see one, but assuming this planet has pretty, wildlife and grassland trees, there's got to be some sort of water source nearby.
I just need to heal. I haven't healed since a while ago, and I have my little.
Well, I thought this works like D&D. You heal on a long rest anyway.
Yeah, you should have gotten some
Oh,
health back.
so okay.
I guess when we left the thing, it was a long rest to get here, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then never mind. We don't need water. Who needs water?
Yeah. What are your hit points at?
It was at 11.
Okay, and what's your
11 out of 15?
15. Okay, yeah, you can just heal full then.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so the trek takes roughly about 2 hours, and eventually you do arrive at these structures that were picked up on the scanners. And as you get closer, it seems that on the scan, it was sort of like just on the outskirts of the ship's scanning sort of range. So there are more structures than what you originally thought from the scan, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And all these structures, it appears to be some sort of small village, and all these structures seem to be made by hand, and they're all from wood. And you may see like off in the distance, sort of off the beaten path that you guys came on, there is sort of a more sort of not necessarily a forest, but a little bit of a wooded area, and you can see that some trees have been chopped down, so they're all sort of using the trees to build structures and such. The strange thing, as you get close, like almost right up to the edge of this village, is that you haven't seen a single villager. It's very, very quiet. You might hear birds, wildlife, and that such, but no people to be seen whatsoever.
Doesn't sound good.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Too quiet. We're at the edge of the village, right?
Yep, you're at the edge, and sort of at the edge, it looks what to be. There's maybe a group of sort of what looks like to be some sort of like houses, like small houses.
Mm-hmm.
Further in, you can see some larger buildings, and it looks like in the center of the village, there seems to be sort of the largest structure here is some sort of like town center, town hall kind of structure that's much larger than more of the houses and some of the other buildings.
Okay. I think Aleshe's on edge because of that. So she doesn't like take out a weapon, but like she's gonna be ready to pull out her vibroblade if she needs to.
Gotcha.
I also feel like we should investigate. Like go up to like one of the houses and just see what's up.
Nim senses, like try to sense in the forest, like if there's anyone around them.
Gotcha. Why don't you give me I can't remember if it's just straight up like sense. Let me see here. Yep, that would be a sense check.
4 and 6.
4 and 6. 6 on the destiny die?
I rolled 2 dice. Yeah, why not?
Okay, sure. Are you trying to? What does that look like when Nim reaches out to the force to try and sense if there's anyone around? Is she trying to sort of hide the fact that she's trying to do this, or are you making it obvious?
So she just kind of stops in her tracks and closes her eyes and just like kind of reaches out, and like she's just trying to look for anything obvious, like any sign of life. So like the general mood, like if they're scared, if they're angry, if they're going to be a threat, kind of thing.
Okay. And you did this, so I'm assuming like reach out with your hands kind of thing?
No.
No.
She just kind of stands there with her eyes closed.
Okay, very good. Yeah, the three of you, as you're like sort of scanning the buildings, trying to look for everyone, Nim sort of stops and senses with the force. With a 6 on the destiny die, I will say you are able to sense one, other than the group of you, you're able to sense one being in this village, but no others.
Okay. And I know roughly where they are, right?
The force is pulling you towards the town center, the town hall.
Okay, so I just kind of start walking.
Aleshe follows because obviously Aleshe knows about Nim, so she's like, she knows something. So Aleshe just is like, okay, I'm walking too.
Yep.
I'm gonna step away for just a
What's-
few minutes.
Okay, no
What's
problem.
the mood of the person? Did I sense what the mood was? Like, are they scared? Are they just vibing?
Their mood, their feelings right now are scared and alone.
Gotcha.
Scared and lonely.
I think Vreskev will eventually notice that they kind of left him, but he was like checking out the house, and nobody said anything to him, and he still has no idea that this girl has the force. So.
Okay, you are checking out one of the houses.
Yeah.
Okay. The house you go to is sort of this sort of medium-sized hand-built house. There's sort of a handcrafted fence that goes around it, around the excuse me, around the back, I should say. And there does appear to be sort of this garden in the back, and some of the vegetables or food in there. Maybe with your basic knowledge of food, I don't know how to describe it. Like this food is ready to be pulled from the ground. Like they're done growing, but obviously there's no one here to take them out.
He's gonna steal whatever the food is. Like if it's a potato, he's pulling up the whole thing of potatoes.
I'm trying to think. I should look it up. If I don't know if Melu runs grow in the ground or not.
Oh yeah,
Does anyone know?
I don't.
Star Wars knowledge?
I do
no
not.
lore behind it. They've only ever appeared as fruit. But they kind of look like they grow like bananas do,
Okay.
Mm.
and bananas are grass. So.
We'll say we'll say that you find a Melu run tree. We'll just make up our own canon. While you're checking that out, Vreskev, why don't you give me a search check for the house?
Let's see. How much is my search? Ooh, not great. That is a 5, 3, and a 2.
Okay. And this is for outside.
Yeah.
By the garden and stuff. As you're gathering a few of these foods, vegetables, whatever, as you step in a spot, you notice that the ground went from hard, kind of softish ground to all of a sudden you step and your foot sort of like squishes, like you've stepped in like a not a puddle, but the whatever you just stepped on is kind of mushy.
Mm-hmm.
Looking down in this patch of grass near the garden, you lift up your foot, and it appears to be some of it dry, but some of it's still fresh, but it appears to be blood.
Oh no.
He's gonna pocket all the fruit he can, and as he's eating one, run and find his friends.
Yeah,
and he has a crap load of pockets, so he has like 16 bananas on him if they're about that size.
You, the rest of you, as you continue, while Vreskev's doing that, you continue walking through the village. And again, you're walking and you're expecting to see, people out and about. Maybe there's like maybe a house that's like in the middle of being built, but it's sort of just like left abandoned, sort of construction area. And you can even see like doors and windows are just kind of left like just wide open, and maybe the wind picks up and the door just sort of starts like opening and closing against one of the buildings. As you're walking through the center of town, does anyone go inside one of the buildings, or just continue on following Nim?
I think Aleshe would check it out. I think, she's following Nim because she knows Nim feels something. But as she's walking to wherever Nim is going, she notices like more disturbing details about this village. So especially if like doors are open and windows are open, she feels like compelled to go into at least the one where the door like swung open because of the wind, and kind of like branches off from Nim because she kind of has an idea of where Nim is going, and in her head I feel like she's like, oh well, she'll be fine kind of thing. So let me go look at this.
Gotcha. As you go in this building, give me a search check.
Okay. Oh gosh.
The dice.
3, 3, and 6.
All right. 6 on the destiny die or no?
No.
Okay. With that roll, I would say as you enter, it appears that this building is not necessarily a house; it's a little bit larger. And everything in this village is wooden. There's no sort of technology or mechanical features really anywhere to be found. But in this building, you begin to see different sort of like pieces of technology, just sort of like in different bunks, or in different like trunks or compartments. Some of them are open, some of them are closed, but you can assume that there's continuing to be stuff like that. But you do notice that in different rooms in this building, there's like tables and chairs, a bed, a couple beds, but like a lot of this stuff is just sort of like thrown about. Like maybe one of the chairs is sort of like on the floor, and the table seems to be very like not centered in the room. It seems to be like it shifted some way. So you get the sense that whoever was here like left for a good reason, or left in a hurry for whatever reason.
Okay. Yeah, I think she kind of looks around as best as she could, but she doesn't know how to decipher what that is, except for the fact that whoever was here left in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was how many rooms?
We'll say like 4 or 5 rooms. One of them's
and they're all the same. That had like the random.
Not the same things in them, but just everything is sort of like thrown about. There is sort of one, maybe like a storage room that does have these sort of different mechanical parts in there. With your knowledge, nothing that like sticks out to you. Like you can't identify any of these parts, but
Okay. I feel she's not the most technologically savvy Night Sister, but I feel like she grabs a few of the things laying about because like Vreskev might have a use for them, or they might come in handy. So she grabs just. She doesn't have as many pockets as Vreskev.
Yep.
She grabs a little bit, a few of them, and then decides to continue on her journey to follow Nim wherever she's going.
Okay. Nim and TK. Are you waiting for these other two to catch up, or are you continuing to head towards where the force is leading you?
She's just going for it. She's gonna get there. Doesn't assume that they're gonna follow. Like if they follow, okay. She just kind of assumes that they're gonna go and search the rest of the town.
Okay.
Or she goes and looks for this person.
Gotcha.
Like they might find other clues elsewhere.
Gotcha. Nim and TK, as you're walking, you're almost to the town center now. Why don't the both of you give me a search check as you're walking?
2, 2, 3, 6.
Okay. 6 destiny die or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going with whatever the last one is. That's the destiny die.
Okay.
Six, 1, 5, and 3.
Okay. As you both were walking, sort of leading up to the town hall, there seems to be some strange markings in the ground just before the entrance to the town hall. You find what appear to be many different footprints. They all look to be different sizes, but they all look to be generally the same like type of footprint. You also find claw marks where something has dug into the ground, and you find a sort of not necessarily a footprint, but some other kind of print in the ground nearby. Would anyone like to try? The two of you identify the kind of print that this is?
Yeah.
Alrighty. For that, let's see.
Galaxy knowledge or xenology knowledge?
Yeah, I was trying to think which one would be better.
Because xenology is more like biology.
I'll let the both of you choose either between Galaxy or Xenology.
I'll do a xenology check.
They're the same roll. So I'll just go roll.
Okay.
2, 1, 3, 5.
2 4s and 2 3s.
Okay. We'll say that Nim, you identify the regular footprints. They're definitely Gotal footprints. So you get the sense that this is sort of the the village that you're looking for, but no one seems to be around. TK, you identify the tracks as a creature known as they are Zeldrate prints.
What is that?
Trying to see if I recognize that one.
I'm going to look it up.
Zeldrate.
Zeldrate.
Yep, Zeldrate.
Prince.
Interesting. I've never seen that before.
Oh.
And as the two of you sort of stop, you hear like, Vreskev, would you say you're like running, or are you like? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, he's definitely running, but he's like not shouting or anything because he's currently eating his fruit.
Yeah, Aleshe, you like come out of a building and you see Vreskev run by, and he's like, different like vegetables are like popping out of his like pockets as they're like falling to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Nim and TK, you turn around and you see Vreskev running towards you.
I think Aleshe is just perplexed. Where'd you get all that food? And why are you running?
He's gonna Like, oh, there you are. We probably should get out of here. I'm pretty sure everyone's dead. Found some dried blood, and I'm not seeing that anyone is alive in here. So probably raiders or somebody came and took out the town. I'm not seeing any evidence that anybody's alive here. No payday.
Would I know of these Zeldrates? Like if this looks like an attack that they would have done, or if it was a scavenging thing?
Your I wouldn't say that you have maybe an extensive knowledge of the Zeldrates, but you know that they're a reptilian type predator that sort of live in sort of this sort of Green Plains sort of area. So it's normal for them, you'd think, to be here. And the other thing that you know for sure is that the Zeldrates don't. They're kind of one of those species that they don't really mess with anyone else unless they are messed with. They kind of try to keep to their own, but they are predators, so they're not they're not afraid to scrap if they need to.
Okay.
It seems that the natural fauna have made their mark here. They could be nearby. Best keep a lookout.
I'm just kind of like looking around, trying to sense any threats, because you guys said that there was blood, and I apparently haven't sensed any danger yet. So
What do you mean sensed?
Oh,
no, I'm not saying that out loud.
Oh. Dang it! I want Vreskev to know.
Like, wait.
Sorry.
I got so excited.
It's gonna be like the last section. Like, wait, are you a Jedi?
Wait, yeah.
He still has no idea.
So
He's still the boy.
I'm gonna try and sense for danger.
Gotcha. Yeah, give me another sense check.
1 and 4.
Yeah, as far as danger goes, you don't sense anything, but you do just continue to sense your companions around you and the one other being you sensed inside this building.
Okay, I go towards the other being.
Yeah, the entrance to this large building sort of has these large wooden doors that even go higher than Vreskev's height.
Okay, is there a back entrance or a window?
Yeah, there definitely are some windows around the structure as well. And some of them are open, but they are appear to be too high for just any simple jump up there.
Hey, TK, can you lift me up to that window?
Vreskev is probably so confused. Like, why are you going in there? Because he doesn't know.
Yep.
There's probably treasure.
Yeah, TK will assess the situation, looking at her and looking at the window, and by estimates, does it look like he'd be able to lift her up and she'd be able to reach?
Yeah, she'd probably have to like stand on your shoulders, but yeah, it's possible.
He will just like look at her, look up the window, look back at her, and just stand behind her and grab like her waist and just lift her up, and then we'll like dangle her as high as he can reach until she can get her feet on his shoulders, and then we'll slowly shimmy his arms down and slowly walk over to the wall.
Oh God.
What are the other two doing? Vreskev and Aleshe.
I'm I'm just
kind of letting this happen, but Vreskev's also like, I can totally just kick down this door. Everyone's already dead.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Aleshe's just, she's amused
Mhm.
as what's happening. I think she'll go towards the building
Mm-hmm.
to follow, but she's just kind of like, I'll leave this to them too.
Yeah, Vreskev's going to let him check it out, but he's also totally ready to just kick in the door if they do
Okay.
see something worth stealing.
So standing by for now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotcha. TK is able to help Nim up. Nim, looking through the window, the room that you're looking through is sort of this much longer room with very long tables. Your best guess is it's some sort of like larger sort of dining area, as there appear to be plates and cups set out on these longer tables. And you, having this sort of being the first building that you've gone in this village so far, you also notice that, there are chairs are knocked over, plates full of food are just sitting there. Maybe there's a bunch of plates and cups maybe on the floor, silverware, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Can she fit through the window?
Yes, you can fit through the window.
Okay, I just kind of like climb in and jump down.
Gotcha. So the rest of you see Nim sort of make her way through the window, and she is out of sight.
Can I open the door from the inside?
As you land, you land by a nearby table and looking towards the direction where the door would be. You do see that there's some sort of wooden sort of lock on it, like a piece of wood is sort of placed on the inside, so where you couldn't push it from the outside.
Vreskev is immediately starting to push at it from the outside.
Okay.
As the door is just sort of like...
Shriek.
I'm gonna try and lift it. I do shout to Vreskev, like, "Hey, can you stop that?"
I was coming in to support you, but okay, when you open up the door, it seems to be locked. As he's putting away his blaster,
so
because he was definitely not
can I
about to
lift
shoot
the
through the
beam?
beam.
Can I lift the beam?
Yep, you are able. It is fairly heavy as the doors are fairly large, but you're able to get it off the door as best you can and sort of push it off to the side.
Okay, yeah, I remove the beam and then allow them to enter.
Yeah, the doors fly open and the sun sort of shines through, and the rest of you get a good glimpse of this large room as well. And as I described, these very long tables in this large room, some sort of large dining room with plates and food and cups sort of strewn about, stuff like that. Sort of the similar thing that y'all have been seeing in these other buildings.
Okay, I now go towards the life form.
Yeah, the force is pulling you sort of deeper into the building, past this larger room. There does seem to be some more doors and rooms on the other end of the building. The other three, are you following, or what are you doing?
Did you say hors d'oeuvres? Like food?
There is food. I did not say hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I thought you said there's hors d'oeuvres on the. I was like, oh, Aleshe's gonna go get some food real quick, and but never mind.
I think TK will just stand out in the entrance and survey the pathways and stuff in case any creatures decide to make an appearance.
Okay.
Vreskev's kind of following and looking for not going to say things to steal, but any small valuable knickknacks.
Oh, that reminds me. Aleshe will maybe approach you and show you the things that she brought back from that.
Oh
building.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He's
Yeah.
going to check those out and say that we'll stop back by there. Because if there's free salvage, that's more than worth its weight.
Yeah,
She tries to hand it off and make him carry it in his a lot of pockets.
Yep, his jacket of many pockets.
Yep.
Yeah.
The parts that she brings to you, at least for your ship, don't appear to be useful at all. But you maybe feel hopeful that maybe there is something back in that building that might be useful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Either way, salvage is valuable for trade.
yes. So the two of you after that, are you following Nim? Or are you gonna sort of look around the room here?
I think I'll look around the room, but with the intention of following her after I kind of do a quick scan.
Gotcha. You notice as she makes her way sort of towards the back, looking at these tables, there are like a few places where there's just a plate full of food and it looks like untouched. And it appears to be at least like a few days old. So it's just kind of been sitting there for a few days.
Okay. She was gonna eat it, and then she realized
maybe not a good idea.
Yeah, okay. That's
From one of his other pockets, he produces a piece of fruit and offers it to Aleshe.
She nods, takes the fruit, and just like chows on it. She's hungry. She's
chows on a nice Melu run. However they grow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'll ask for, since TK is sort of scanning on his own, I'll ask for you other three to give me all perception checks. So everyone give me a perception check except for TK.
Okay. I got 2, 4, and 6.
Okay.
I got 6 on the destiny die, a 4, and a 1.
Okay.
My destiny dice are rolling lucky tonight.
And Nim?
Love it.
Wait, what? I think I rolled for the wrong thing. What are we rolling for again?
Perception.
Perception. Okay, that's 4. Yeah, I didn't roll enough.
That's okay.
Three, 5, 3, 1.
Okay. So we'll say that all three of you are able to hear this noise as you're all sort of as things sort of quiet down after you like look at the food, and as Nim starts hi Kitty, as Nim starts making her way towards the back, the three of you hear this sort of faint like crying. And it seems to be coming from like the back of the building somewhere.
Alicia's like, what is that noise? I know not a sound that sounds like that. What is crying?
Yeah, I just keep walking towards it. I'm like, oh god, someone's crying. I better, like, that's probably the person. I better go, like, make sure that they're okay. They probably know what happened.
Nim, as you get as you're a little bit ahead of the others, as you get to sort of the back area, it appears that there's a few rooms back there, and they look to be sort of like office type rooms, and the force is pulling you towards the very last one on the right, and the sort of crying sound is getting louder from that room as well.
Yeah, I go in.
Okay. As you go in, you do, in fact, find this sort of office room. There is a desk sort of in the back of the room with different chairs, different kind of shelves, and again, sort of a similar theme, just a lot of sure about things. Maybe there's like papers across a room, maybe different books, a chair maybe knocked over or something. And the crying seems to be coming from under the desk.
I
Oh, and you said you
come
go in?
over.
Sorry.
Yeah, I go in.
Okay. As soon
and I
as
just
you
kind of like, well, I don't go in. I just come to the doorway, and then I like knock on the frame. And I just go, "Hey, is anyone in here? Are you okay?"
as soon as you do that, the crying stops.
Can I feel anything in the force?
Yes, the being that you've been following is definitely in here.
Yeah, but like danger wise.
Oh, danger wise, no.
Okay. Do they reply?
No reply.
Okay. I enter the room.
Yeah, you enter the room, and you heard the crying from under the desk, but as soon as you knocked and said anything, the crying stopped. So
I go around the desk.
you go around the desk, looking under. You see this small, shaking Gotal child. Who
I
are
just
you?
crouch down. I crouch down, and I say, "Hi, I'm Nim. I'm here with some friends, and we were just wondering where everyone is."
I'm Sooth. Are they still out there?
There's no one out there. Why we're coming to ask you? Do you know anything?
The 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 monsters. Are they out there?
There was no one out there.
Oh no. The Gotal child sort of sitting in sort of like the fetal position, clutching their legs and knees, kind of like scrunches up even further into the desk, even though they're already sort of in the corner, just sort of looking at you, worried and alone at this point. Nope. Just the normal Josh drop.
The everyday thing.
Every single time.
Not even phased anymore.
Yeah. No.
It's been like messing up a teeny tiny bit, so I've been trying to not say much for a second, and then it finally did it. So what? I caught the monsters and all that. Did was anything said after that?
Nope.
didn't say anything.
Just the Gotal child still scared under the desk.
Yeah. So Nim, she doesn't really have anything like food, but she does have rations, and
Fully.
she just kind of like passes like one bar across, and she's like, "See, you eat this, and we can talk about what happened. Is
Give
that okay?"
give me a deceive check. You're not deceiving the child, but convincing is under the deceive check. So, give me a deceive check with that.
2, 5, 4, 2.
2542. Okay. Yeah. Are you like sliding it, like on the floor? Are you like sort of like holding it out with your hand?
I just like hold it out like this.
Okay. The Goto child will sort of slowly reach out their hand and grab the ration from you, and like snatch it back, and immediately starts like eating it. At this point, Vreskev and Aleshe enter, and you see, just barely peeking out from the desk, you see like the top of Nim's head as she's sort of like bending down. The child, as the footsteps sort of enter close to the room, they'll stop and say, "Oh, what is that?"
I just like peek up over the desk and I just see Vreskev and Aleshe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "It's my friends. It's fine. Do you want to meet them?"
Are they nice?
I'd say they're not mean.
Oh, okay. And
And I kind of just like hold out my hand so we can like hold hands.
yeah, the Gotal child will take your hand, and in the other hand, they'll continue holding the ration that you gave them.
Yeah.
And
I kind of is he? How big is this child?
yeah, with your general knowledge, probably that you learned at the academy, seeing Godals maybe before, you can decipher that this child is probably maybe 7, 8, 9 years old, somewhere in that range.
Okay, so I could like feasibly pick this child up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of like pick him up, and then I'm just like kind of holding him like this, and he's like, "This one's Aleshe, and this is Vreskev. We're here to help."
I feel like Aleshe kind of gives Nim a look like help. But she sees how scared this kid is. So she just kind of like closed mouth smile at the kid. Like, hey, hey, little thing.
The Godal child will sort of look you up and down, Aleshe, and just sort of like blankly just sort of blinks at you as it like continues eating its little ration.
Out of character, this is like the cutest thing ever. Like, I'm like, oh,
This poor little kid.
I know.
Then the child will look over at Vreskev, and Vreskev, you see the child's eyes sort of go wide for a second. Why is he blue?
Because he ate too many blue sweets as a child.
Oh.
Complete perfect lie. Wait, no, because he would have seen a Pentorum before, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, they're pretty rare, but they also do have like glowing infrared eyes at the same time. Yeah. Sure. Ate too many sweets. Don't stay in school, kid.
We're so bad with children.
The child will look up at Nim. Do you know where my mama and dada are?
Well, I don't know who they are, but if you tell me about what happened, we might be able to find them.
Okay. Do you have any more food?
Vreskev this time is going to pull out one of the fruits and kind of reach it over to the kid.
Go ahead.
I don't have any more food, but I'm assuming that you got one of you guys get, yeah.
Yeah, I'll offer him some fruit, like one of each of the different things he picked out. It's kind of in his hand because they're pretty big hands.
Yeah. I make my way towards the dining room because it's bigger.
Gotcha. Yeah, the three of you and the child head out there. TK, are you just kind of? Are you still sort of in the entrance area, or?
Yeah, I'm just standing outside the building the entire time, just surveying back and forth, my head on a little like sprinkler swivel.
Yeah, you hear some commotion coming from the back of the building, and you see the rest of the group coming out from back behind some rooms, and you do see Nim carrying the child.
Nim Tagosa, formerly of the Republic. I did not know you were with child.
Oh, we found this child who is also not of the same species as any of us.
That's right. I do see it now. Your eyes are not the same.
As the group gets closer, sort of coming into the room and getting closer to TK, the child drops whatever food that they're holding, and Nim, you look, and the child almost is like wincing out in pain, and they're holding their tiny little horns that they have. Ow! Ow! Ow!
I reach out in the force and try to sense what's going on.
Let's see. Yeah, give me another sense check if you would like.
Did the mic pick that up?
Oh no, I did not hear you.
Oh, 5-6.
5-6. Yeah, you're definitely sensing from this child that there are like in pain for some reason. Like for whatever reason the pain is coming from their horns. When this happens, if anyone wants to give me a xenology check, they're more than welcome to. Xenology or just general knowledge if you don't have anything in that.
I only have 2 dice.
Okay.
If someone has more.
I also only have 2. Although,
6-1-6-4.
yeah.
Yeah.
She got that because Vreskev.
Oh,
I'll
focus.
send a screenshot.
Focus. Ooh. Look
Oh.
at that.
Nice.
Nice.
Almost the best possible. One off.
Wow.
Of course, the 6 wasn't on the die that mattered. But
Yeah, for sure. So Nim, it takes you a minute to like remember. You know, you probably read about the Gotals at some point during your time at the academy, but maybe as soon as the child sort of begins to wince and sort of be in some sort of pain, TK, you like take a few steps back because you know, seeing this child up closer now, you know that Gotals. Find my notes here.
the electromagnetic activity in their
Yes,
horns.
Gotal
Right?
horns are highly responsive electromagnetic sensors and cause discomfort when exposed to complex electrical systems such as droids.
Poor little guy.
Yeah. So as I see him wince and hold his horns, like I'll do a quick analysis and realize, oh, I see. And then I'll just take like 3 large, calm steps back, or like in or at least until he starts to like unwind.
Yeah, you do take a few steps back, and the child will like stop holding their horns, and maybe Nim like holds out another like different fruit that they didn't draw before, and they begin eating that again. That's better.
The
Yeah, I
droid
just
hurts
kinda,
you
like,
being too
pat
close?
him on the head.
I don't know. My horns hurt.
Did they hurt during the whatever happened?
You mean the monsters?
Yeah, the monsters. Did your horns hurt like that when the monsters came?
No.
Okay.
But I remember that they had four legs with green and yellow skin, um a tail. Oh, they had spots on them and big scary claws.
Would I have the ability to look up an image of these Zeldrakes and project it and ask him? Would I be able to do that first of all? Project an image of these things.
That sounds really cool, so I'm gonna say yes.
Awesome. So searching through the
Modified,
data,
baby.
yeah, perks of being a droid. I'll look through my database and just find a generic picture of this creature and project it large enough, like in between him and myself, and ask,
Is this the monster that you speak of?
The
just
child
like,
immediately clenches and grabs on tight to him. Yes. Turn it off.
I'll disperse
And
it.
just like kind of like bat him away. He's like, turn it off, turn it off.
These are the natural fauna that may have marked this place.
My mama said that they came during the night. I was sleeping, but she said one of them got our neighbor, uh, Gloshmith. He was so nice to me. He let me help him in the garden sometimes.
Hmm.
And then I remember my mama yelling at everyone to run to the mountains.
How did you end up in the town hall?
My dad and mama and we came here to the village center to grab my mama's things. We went back to her office, and there was a loud noise. My dad went to go see what it was, and my mama said to hide under the desk. She left and told me not to leave until she came back. And then the yelling stopped, but they never came back.
This is the saddest shit. Seriously. I'm like really sad.
Sorry, I don't mean to be smiling.
I'm
And you
really
said that they
sad
went
right
to the
now.
mountains, right?
Say that again?
You said that they went to the mountains, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the first place that we'll look. Right? And I just kind of look at the others like, we're going to help him, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's the first place we're gonna look. Looking over at Aleshe and like we're gonna check out the machine shop first.
Yeah.
That's the first place we're gonna look.
We'll catch up with y'all.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Why not?
Well, my mama says that I was supposed to keep the mountains a secret.
Well, we promise not to tell anyone. And besides, if they're in danger, then how will we know to send for help?
Give me another deceive check, please, Nim.
Or
Can I add a die to her roll by saying,
If your mother and father are in the mountains and you are here, would you not want to be with them?
6536.
Well, Mama's she said that if the white soldiers were to ever come here, that is where we would go. She said it would be a safe place.
Yes. That's the people we need to see. Need to sell them the guns so that they can be a safer place. Good. Perfect.
Okay.
Did Vreskev say that out loud?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He has no
gosh.
tact with a kid this little. It's like he's explaining the situation like he would to any adult. The concept of children is foreign to Chiss. They like reach maturity at like 10.
Okay.
So
Okay. Just wanted to make that clear.
yeah, no, he's like, oh yes, no, we're totally gonna bring them guns and stuff because he's sure all children understand the concept of guns.
Okay.
And they're gonna make it safer so that they can protect themselves against the monster, right?
Absolutely, I'm sure the guns would work just as well in a monster.
TK, please give me a perception check.
got a 1, a 3, 5, and a 4.
TK, you're able to get some sort of inclination, maybe some rustling, or maybe you know what? Maybe we'll say that there's sort of a couple buildings down from the entrance of this larger building, and you hear like something fall to the ground and shatter inside one of these buildings.
Immediately upon hearing that, I will like turn half my body and draw my blaster in that direction and swivel my head back to the group and say,
I will go investigate. I heard something down that way. I suspect we should formulate a plan. I shall return.
and then I start marching that way.
Okay.
Does Nim sense anything?
Give me a sense check.
Also, I don't know if it matters or not. It might. I know my pistol has the concealed ability. I don't remember why. I can't remember if that was supposed to be like it's an attachment or somewhere, or if it's like in my thigh capsule or something. I don't remember.
If I remember correctly, you're able to like conceal it in some way within your like droid framework.
Okay, so
You
I think it's like
you can kind of flavor that however you want.
Okay.
Yeah. My knife has the same thing. I can conceal it. It's concealed as well.
Yeah, I think my original idea was there was some sort of like mid-leg capsule that I could holster. my gun.
RoboCop.
Yes.
2 and 6.
2 and 6. Reaching out in the Force, you sense all the beings nearby, including TK, and you can't get an exact number, but there is something else in the direction where TK is heading. Definitely more than one, but you can't get a number.
And we walked here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, that sounds like a bad idea now that we walked here. Sorry.
I mean, but we're all here now instead of just two of us.
Right.
That's true.
We're
That's
all
true.
gonna die together.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's let's make a plan. How are we gonna approach this?
First, we should check and make sure that nothing eats the droid.
We also need to protect this kid. Even though Aleshe and Vreskev don't get that. As me, I'm like, we have to protect this child.
Yeah, Vreskev is just like, oh, it's a tiny adult. Okay, here, take this gun.
Take this gun.
TK was first priority and the child was second priority.
That's why I was like, oh, we need to help this kid.
Yeah. To Vreskev, it's like, oh, this kid can take a gun. Here's my Republic blaster rifle.
It goes co-pilot, child, anything else.
Yeah.
Co-pilot, child, stealing all the equipment to repair the ship, and then seeing if we can get the guns to these people.
So maybe one person. Obviously, I feel like the kid needs to stay with Nim because he trusts her, and we're not good with kids. And I think one of us needs to follow TK to see what's going on, and the other needs to stay with Nim and the kid just in case something happens, and someone will be here to help the kid. That's what I think.
It's a good plan.
Oh, thanks.
I like it.
I'm muted.
I think if you go with him, that makes more sense, because if it's monsters, then you can hit them with the sword easier than the two of us just shooting.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to come nearly as far to lay cover with the rifle.
Right. Yeah.
I just kind of turn to Vreskev and go, "Hey, can I have a blaster?"
He's gonna take off the one from his back and reach it out to her.
Kind of takes it like, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah, and Aleshe, I think she takes out her vibroblade and just starts heading in the direction. I feel like TK has really long steps, so I think she has to like run towards him to catch up. But she heads that way to see what's up.
And TK, you're already making your way in that direction. You weren't really with the group as they're making a plan, correct?
Yep. As soon as I heard the commotion, I've informed them of it, and I took action. So by the time they decide to send Aleshe, she's catching up.
Gotcha. Aleshe, as you round the corner, and start heading, you see the back of TK, and he like is stopped in his tracks, and he's looking at this building, and you see that these 2 reptilian arms come out from the door
Oh god.
and turn its head, and this reptilian sort of tongue slithers out, and it makes this. I'm not gonna make a noise and like.
You should.
I know, but it makes a very like unsettling sort of reptilian noise after its tongue slithers out. Yeah, what do you do?
I feel like when she sees that, she slows her run down. She's not quite yet to where TK is. She slows her run down and still continues in that direction. She has her vibroblade in her hand, in her right hand. And she just tries to walk towards TK without drawing so much attention to her, and tries to get to him.
So I walked up and I stopped and saw them in the building where they attacked me.
You almost made it to the building, and then you see one of them sort of come out of the front door and see you, so you didn't quite make it to the building.
Gotcha. Has it noticed us?
Yes, it has turned its head towards you and made a unsettling noise.
You look
up.
Yeah, go ahead.
You look up, and another one appears on the roof of the building.
Oh no.
Same thing. Same tongue slither and same noise.
I have assessed the situation.
I'm gonna try and shoot it in the eye.
Wait, you're not near us, Nim?
Yep, you and Vreskev are in the building at this point.
Okay, cool. Just kind of chilling.
Vreskev's in the door at least. I don't know if I can see it from there, but I'm at least at the door. I've closed one of them and have the other one like for cover. But the other one is open, so if I can see it.
So there's 2, right?
2, yep.
Okay.
I have assessed the situation.
Oh, hang on. Can I get my names right?
I have assessed the situation, Elise of Dathomir. I believe you should go back to the group. Post haste.
And I will raise up at the one at the roof, and I will fire at it.
Oh no!
And as you raise up your blaster to fire, the scene changes, and a Republic ship, battered and badly damaged, is somehow barely making its way through hyperspace. And inside the ship is the Inquisitor.
This dude, God.
And he's inside some sort of room, could possibly be his bedroom or something, but his back is turned to our view, and the camera kind of swivels, and we see that he's talking to someone through a hollow. This figure is sort of wearing similar garb to the Inquisitor. For those watching this, it is the Grand Inquisitor. And the Grand Inquisitor says, "So, what did you find?" "I found a Jedi." "Well, are they dead?"
Quizzy?
"No. They escaped." "Well, find them." And
Damn, he disappointed Quizzy.
And the Inquisitor says, give me all the information on Nim Tagasis. And that is where we'll end our session.
I'm shook. Oh no.
Oh no!
I'm stressed.
Duel of the Fates.
I like that we're establishing a couple things, and I love that Vreskev still has no idea he's with any Force users. I'm trying so hard to figure that one out.
That's literally the best part about this whole campaign is that you have no idea what's going on.
Yep. Oh, I mean, that's
I
Vreskev's
think
whole
that's part
thing.
of the
Like, he's
fun.
like, oh, y'all like, oh, this child. He's like, here, tiny human, here's some food. Here, do you want a gun?
I mean, that's like part of the fun that I get to be like, hey, I'm not gonna tell anyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this off for as long as possible.
I know. I'm loving it.
I feel like if the Grand Inquisitor ever comes to like try to take them, Vreskev's gonna be like, "Who the hell are you? Like, what is happening?"
He's like, I'm here for the Jedi. What
Why?
Jedi? We don't have a Jedi.
Why are you in my house?
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, that was, I think, if I got my numbers right, I think that's session 8.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah, thank you for joining us for Star Wars Requiem, Destiny of the Dice, and all that good stuff for episode number 8. So, yeah, I think we'll end it here with the players sort of giving their little sign-offs. So we'll start. Who should we go for? Let's start with Lil. Kick us off here.
Hi, I'm Lil. You can find me on all social medias at Owl Sanctuary or owlsanctuary.cosplay. Because I changed all my handles so that they match.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do High Republic stuff, and I recently read through the entirety of the DC library from 2016 to now. So that's a thing I did.
That's amazing.
So I'm gonna start doing all that, doing content around that. Yeah, High Republic and general Star Wars, and now DC, I guess.
And I can edit this out if you don't want me to mention this, but you have a podcast now, correct?
Yes, we have me and Ash, aka Ash of Clan Ren. We run a Canon Challenge podcast. I'm currently editing episode 2, where we talk about Into the Dark. We're currently doing it in chronological order. But because of how Phase 2 of the High Republic is being, we're probably gonna end up doing it all the way to the sequel era, and then coming back for Phase.
Awesome.
Love that.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, all that information for Lil will be down in the description, so make sure to check all that out. Let's swing it over to our droid, Evan.
I don't have social media because I just don't pick up with the times because I'm an old fart at heart. But I will offer some good old live, live, laugh, love suggestion lessons. Go outside. It's winter here in the northern hemisphere is coming to an end. Spring is on its way, and yesterday and tomorrow is supposed to be like 60 degrees outside. And this is just my friendly reminder to you to, when it's nice outside, go soak up the sun. Go throw a frisbee. Go swimming. Go walk 2 blocks. I don't know. There's nature outside. It exists. Go live it up.
Just don't run into any Zeldrakes.
Yeah, don't run into any Zeldrakes. They'll eat you up.
Sorry, Lil, what were you saying?
In the UK, do not go outside.
The storm is crazy. Oh no, her connection.
UK, please do not go outside. There are 100-mile-an-hour winds.
If you're in Florida, also don't go outside. They had a cold front there when there were iguanas falling from the trees.
Where?
Fun fact about iguanas: if since they're cold-blooded creatures, they can't keep their own body heat. So whenever it gets below a certain degree, they just freeze, literally freeze. They're not dead; they just freeze.
Wow.
So like it's suggested that if you ever see an iguana immobile, because it's probably due to hot weather or cold weather, and not to touch it because you'll probably freak it out. So yeah.
Yeah, my brother's in Florida, and he had a bunch of them at his work site just falling out of the trees.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Animals are weird.
I know.
So weird.
All right, we'll throw it to Josh next.
What's up? I'm Josh. I'm a nerd in Warpaint on TikTok. I haven't posted anything in forever because I've been job hunting. Starting a new job on Monday, which is going to be awesome. Finally. Woo. Happy to be here. Love this game. It's super fun.
Gotta make those credits. Those Republican or Imperial credits.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And
Send it for the money and hand the small children guns. It's fun.
Yes.
There's no such thing as children. It's just tiny adults.
Just tiny adults.
And last but not least, we'll throw it to Kaci.
Hi, I'm Kaci. You can follow me on Earth to Case on all social media. I haven't been posting a lot lately. Star Wars. Well, I guess I kind of am. I mean, I was very active during Book of Boba Fett on Twitter. Just the past week, I haven't been. But I mostly post like photos of me crying over like Din Djarin and stuff. So if you're into that,
nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that?
No, I said there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I was like, what's not going on with that?
He's got it going on. It's Din Djarin. What you talking about?
He's got it going on. Yeah. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm having super fun.
Yeah, and you just took a trip to, was it Disney World or Disneyland?
Oh yeah, I just took a trip to Disneyland.
Awesome.
I grew up on Disney World, so I used to go there all the time. So that was my first time going to Disneyland, and it was super fun. It was really fun. So
awesome, cool. And and not to like toot your horn, but you're also writing a book.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
I'm just trying to plug everyone's stuff here. You know?
I know. Yeah. So it was always kind of like on my bucket list of things to do, and I woke up like one morning in November, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start writing a book." So that's what I'm doing right now, and it's really hard because it's just hard writing a book. So I'm only like 11 chapters in, and I'm like dying, but it's fine. I'll get there.
Not gonna lie, like I look forward every day to like, oh, I wonder how many words Kaci's gonna write today.
Oh, when I do my little updates?
Yes. That's like my favorite thing.
I haven't written anything in a few days, but I plan to tomorrow at least. So
awesome, cool. All right, well, I am Bo. I am the game master for Destiny of the Dice and Star Wars Requiem. I'll make sure to put all everyone's stuff and socials all in the description. If you want to play this system, Hyperspace D6, you can do so. It is just a Google Doc. I will link that below. Thanks to its creator, Matt Click. He's sort of the guy that kind of got me into tabletop role-playing games in the first place. So this is where he kind of created this on his own. So I appreciate that. So go and check that out if you want to play in this system as well. And that's kind of all I got. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all next time on Destiny of the Dice.
All right. Bye.